that don't want to talk to you, that will cuss you out in church, she's going through more than you think behind closed doors.
That is true. Domestic violence doesn't have a face. It doesn't discriminate. You never know what anyone is going through.
And that was going to be my next question to you. Are you finding that it's more in one community or more in another community? Or are we about the same in all communities?
It's pretty spread out across the board. The statistics were 1 in 4 women are abused. The global statistics, the latest statistics that came out globally, are 1 in 3 women have been
say that's
affected.
huge in the global.
Yes.
Yeah, because as we look at Africa and India and all the different places where women are cattle.
Correct. So
Yeah.
it transcends age. You see more senior citizen women who are leaving abusive relationships to teenagers who are in not just teen dating violence relationships, but actual full-blown domestic violence relationships because they have babies by, their abuser. And so you have all of these different complex layers of abuse that's going on, and it doesn't matter what, the picture of the domestic violence victim is a low-income woman with a lot of children, and that's a stereotype.
Right. Last time you were on our program, we had a young lady to call in that needed some help, and I was going to say, how does that climate look in terms of our teens? And you just said that it is a challenging thing right now.
Yes, it is.
Because
and we definitely
a lot of our young women have not learned that they don't have to have abuse. Or the new thing now is, if he abused me, he loves me.
And I think the bigger problem is our culture, that we're so accepting of it, and that we need to put more pressure on why does he abuse, and that the pressure from men who don't abuse need to be applied to the men that do abuse, that we don't accept this, and this is unacceptable for you to do this to the women in our society.
Why is it that most women don't leave? And, well, I guess the challenge could be anything, but I imagine a challenge in terms of what you do, it is the financial piece.
Financial is a big part of it, but, it's important for people to know that at the moment that the woman tries to leave, that is the most dangerous time. That's when the majority of the fatalities occur. Domestic violence isn't about love. It isn't about any of that. It's not about anger management. It's strictly about power and control, and the abuser wishing to have complete power and control over the victim. So at the point where they feel like their power and control is now slipping away, that the victim has now gotten the strength to try to leave, that is a very, very dangerous time. And so this is not the time for the victim to say, well, I'm out of here, I'm about to leave, because it's very, very dangerous. So that's where they need to, if you're in that type of situation, you need to connect with a program that can help you to properly plan to leave
and
safer.
You do that.
Correct.
And how do I get in touch with you? Because I'm sure somebody's out there listening.
Okay, well, SAFE's number is 800-757-4919. That's Sisters Acquiring Financial Empowerment. 800-757-4919. Visit us on the website, newsafestart.org. That's NEWSAFESTART.org.
And you're on Facebook.
Correct. Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever.
Now, for those of you out there that may have some questions, we're opening the phone lines, 313-868-4336. 868-4336. Do give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Now, to keep your program going, you have different events.
Yes, we have different events. Some events are fundraisers, but our biggest events are actually community events that we don't make any money on, but they're just strictly for the purpose of bringing more awareness to domestic violence. But more than that, they're about healing and supporting our whole community. Our Health and Wealth Expo, we're looking for 1,000 people to come out to that event. Whole Foods is giving us 1,000 lunches to give away. We're going to have grocery assistance by Forgotten Harvest, free massages, 24 different workshops, everything from grant writing to how to return to school to domestic violence awareness, fitness, inspiration, finance, career tracks. We have
is there a
all
charge
type of
for
things.
this?
It's completely free of charge.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes. Health
Now,
screens
when
are
is
provided
this?
by DMC. It will be held Saturday, October the 12th from 10 until 4, and this is at the Wayne County Community College District Northwest Campus on Outer Drive near the Southfield Freeway. That's 10 to 4. Men, women, everyone can come out. It's going to be a lot of information, a lot of giveaways, free lunch, grocery assistance.
Can't beat that.
I mean, really.
Hello, somebody. So now, if I want to find out more about that, give that number again.
Okay, so this is SAFE's Health and Wealth Expo. They can call SAFE's main number at 800-757-4919. That's 800-757-4919.
And there's something else that you're offering. Tell us about that.
Yes, the day before, so Friday the 11th, we're having a special conference just for 100 survivors of domestic violence to learn about starting their own business. This, of course, is free of charge. Yes.
Okay.
And from this event, many businesses have been started. We do it every year. It's a private event just for 100 survivors of domestic violence the Friday before the expo. So we call it our Empowerment Weekend. Friday is the Open for Business conference for survivors of domestic violence, and one of our previous participants is the keynote speaker and about their experience and them starting their own business. And then the next day is our Health and Wealth Expo, and we have everything from workshop tracks around starting your own business to, taking care of your kids to a breastfeeding station. I mean, we literally have everything. We really would like for over 1,000 people to come out.
You've really
We don't
thought
want to
this
leave we don't want to leave with this stuff. It's all free and for the community, and we know people need it.
Yes, yes. Now, do you take this, and I think we asked this before, is this safe only in Detroit, or are you in other states as well?
We are just in Detroit providing services, but I'm often called on a statewide and national level to speak and train other programs so that they can replicate our services there.
Okay. Now, speaking of a state level and a national level, how did you get this award, and tell us what it's about?
Well, it was the opportunity to be featured in Essence magazine, and the President Obama's senior advisor, Valerie Jarrett, highlighted me in an article in the October issue of Essence magazine. So I was really, really excited about that.
And how did they find out about you?
Because of a lot of the work that I've been doing on a national level around economic empowerment initiatives for survivors of domestic violence. And so from that work, I spoke last year actually at the World Shelter Conference. So I've done a lot of work since 2006, since we started, and I'm really appreciative that it's being recognized. And so from there, I was invited to Vice President Biden's home.
Nice, girl.
It was a reception around the 19th anniversary of the Violence Against Women Act. So, there weren't many or any very few local programs there. It was mostly people that were there on a national level that do that kind of work. So I was very,
and
very
were you the
honored
only
to
little
be
black
there.
girl?
Actually, there was quite a few people there of color that are interested in doing the work. So it's good to see that people coming together.
And when you mention the people of women of color are being involved, domestic violence, like you said, it has no culture, it has no color to it. Because even in the midst of our community, I don't know, do you get other cultures other than us being African American involved in SAFE?
Yes. There's, like I said, it doesn't discriminate. We worked with the program for 2 years with the Latina community, as well as another program for a year with the Asian Pacific Islanders. So we're out there.
And we have a real problem in our Middle East community as well.
Yes, and it's actually a program in Dearborn called Access that really helps them.
Yeah, Access is very good.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're going to continue doing this fight, because it's not an easy task to take upon yourself. And your staff is working well with you, and I remember your board of directors are great as well.
Yes.
Anybody you want to recognize or say hello to?
Well, I definitely would like to say hi to all our volunteers, our supporters, our sponsors, our board members. They're really the ones that help to bring this event as well as our ongoing programming. We were actually a 100% volunteer organization, so without the support of the community, it wouldn't happen. So the community supports us because it's needed, and they recognize that, and they see the results that we do.
Now, I understand that you've come from the domestic violence, and this vision came to you because you knew what you needed. What is your vision for the future? What do you see for SAFE?
I see SAFE going out of business as domestic violence is no longer an issue. That's my vision.
Oh, I love that. That would be a wonderful thing to see.
Yes, it would.
And I'm going to say on that point, on that ending of our interview, I'd like to have you give your number again for those that get in touch.
It's 800-757-4919. That's 800-757-4919. Visit us on the web at newsafestart.org. NEWSAFESTART. And we have a YouTube page, Facebook. Definitely look us up.
And wanting to see the end of the violence and stopping everything, do you guys have preventive programs for men or
Well, we
women, or
we support the programs that work with men, and then we also go out and do a lot of
so there's
prevention
some
and
partnership
awareness.
things going on?
Yes, there's a lot of partnership.
Okay. Do you see any difference that you saw last year to this year, or for the last couple of years, in terms of it being resolved or going down?
I just think a
Because
lot
we're
more
in such an
awareness needs
economic
to be
problem
done.
now.
Yes, just more awareness. More awareness.
Okay. So is there anything else we haven't talked about that you want to say something before we close out?
I would just encourage everyone to come out to our Health and Wealth Expo, October the 12th from 10 to 4 at the Duane County Community
And
College
if you don't
Northwest
do anything
Campus.
but come out just to be aware,
Yes.
you should be there and participate. So we'll be there.
Great.
All right, sweetie. And I thank you for coming again.
Thank you for having
Bless
me.
you in your efforts. And I know the
Thank you.
ministry is great and the laborers can be few, but God is giving you the strength to do it all.
Thank you.
I love you. See you next year. Next year. Let's talk about next year. Let me say thank you before we leave to Park Medical, who has done a great job in sponsoring our show. Thank you to the pharmacy in Park Medical. We love you for your support. Thank you to Rochelle Jamil, who keeps us looking good every Monday here on the program. For those of you that want to get makeup done and take care of your weddings, funerals, whatever, 313-863-1960. 863-1960. Thank you, Rochelle Jamil, and thank you, Giselle. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, R.J. Watkins. We'll see you next Monday.